Hello, so what I will be demoing in this video is the ReachOutAZ app that Maricopa Community College students are currently developing. So the ReachOutAZ app will be targeted to K through 12 students in any school that would like to participate in the app. The initial pilot program will be targeting students in the 7th through 12th grades. So a student would be able to go ahead and download the iOS app onto their Apple device. And once the app has been downloaded, to use the app, they would just go ahead and click on the Reach Out AZ icon. Once the student has clicked on the Reach Out AZ icon, the app has three features. The first feature is the student would be able to get support from a counselor via phone call. The second feature is that the student would be able to chat with a counselor online. And the third feature of the app is that the student would be able to submit an anonymous concern or incident. So all of this information will be done anonymously, the phone calls, the chats, and the incident submission. So the first feature the student has is they could go ahead and to talk to someone. So they would just go ahead, click on that link, and if they're in imminent danger, they could go ahead and call 911 directly from this link. If they are having suicidal thoughts, they could connect to the suicide hotline. And otherwise, they could go ahead and talk with a counselor at Reach Out AZ call center. So those are the three phone call options that the student would have. The next available feature is that the student would be able to chat with someone online. They would be chatting with counselors at the Reach Out AZ uh, call center. So they would just go ahead, click on the chat button. They could view saved chats if they elected that option to go ahead and save their previous chats, and they could go ahead and start a new chat session. So they would just go ahead, start a new chat session, and then start chatting with a counselor that is available at the call center. And then the third option they have is they could go ahead and submit a concern or incident. So the user would just go ahead, click on that button. Uh, Again, they'll have the option to view past save submissions, or they could go ahead and start a new concern or incident. If the user is submitting a concern or incident for the first time, they will fill in their grade information, and they would go ahead and select their school from a drop-down list of the schools who are participating in the app. If the student has already submitted an concern or issue, that information would get pre-populated. Then they would go ahead and select if this concern is related to themselves or someone else, and then they would go ahead and press on the continue button. And on the continue screen, what we want to do is we want to go ahead and get some information about the concern. So we're going to have a free form text area where the student could go in and type in who was involved in the incident, when the incident occurred, and where the incident occurred at. Uh, After that, they would go ahead and select any of the topics that the concern is applicable to. So they could select multiple topics involved in the concern. Each of those topics are rated as high, medium, or low. Depending upon that rating, that will determine how the concern or incident is routed, to what authority it is routed. So the very high incidents would get routed to the police directly. Other incidents would get routed to the school that the incident is applicable to. So Again, they could select one or many of the topics involved in the concern. And the other thing they can do is they could select if they want to view their tips again. So if they make that selection where they select yes, the next time they open up the app, that incident will be listed. And then they would just go ahead and click on the submit screen. We haven't implemented what occurs next after they hit the submit screen. What we're going to be doing on that next screen is asking for additional information so the counselors that receive the tip have a way to go ahead and uh, uh, basically contact the student that has submitted the tip. So that screen has not been implemented at this time, but it will be implemented in the future. So let's just click on the submit. A couple of the other options the student has is there will be links to further resources for help, and then there will be the policies and disclaimers of the use of this app. So again, this is what the app currently looks like on April 22nd. As we continue with the development process, we will be adding additional functionality and features to the app, additional screens, but the main three features that will be included in the app is the option to make a phone call, chat with someone, or to submit a concern or tip. So that's all I have in this video. So I hope this provides you with information on the ReachOutAZ app.